Hey everybody, this is Captain Fool reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comic book review. So sit back and enjoy. Alright everybody, for those of you that know the drill, I go over a bunch of comic books for the week that I chose to read. Now I didn't have time to read everything, so if I missed something you think I should have read, let me know in the comments below. Also, you may disagree with me on some of my choices. If that's the case, that's alright. Let me know below. Let's just try to keep it civil. My goal is to bring back the old schoolyard days, where we would be in discussing what hero could beat who or what comic book was good and not. And I come armed with my trusty notes, so you'll hear the paper rattle because I do it a little bit old school. I do my grading on a scale of 0 through 10, 7 being average as a 70%. So I'm using schoolyard grading. But that's not all. I also use the League of Comics Geeks to give you other people's views as well as a brief overview of the comic book as well. So let's jump right in. All right, let's jump in. Let's get into one that has been popping off a little bit on the social media. A lot of people have been mentioning, especially the last panel. That's Birds of Prey issue number 7. 154 out of 160 liked it with a 4.2 average rating for League of Comics Geeks, where I gave it a 7.2, so not quite as high as they did, but I still gave it a pretty good score. Kelly Thompson is the writer, artist Javier Pena. Now this does have some variant covers, some I think are better than others, but let's talk about the issue. New mission, new team. Yes, Sin is alive and back with Black Canary in Gotham. And the world didn't get destroyed, but the cost was high, and nobody's exactly sure what it means. Shocking revelations in the wake of the Bird's first mission. It's been an interesting series. The art is better, I think, in this issue. Still not a big fan of the coloring style. It seems to be, though, that the last page of this particular issue got a lot of attention, and probably deserves it. It's a pretty good last panel, by the way. The story, though, is progressing pretty slowly, but if you are a Birds of Prey fan, I think you should check it out. I didn't hate it. I think it's a pretty good series so far. It has its moments. Here's my click of my pen there. So if you're a I was original Birds of Prey fan. I liked it, especially under Chuck Dixon, and it's continued to be good. Its original runs too as well. With all that said in mind, pretty good, not bad. The next one I want to talk about is Shazam. I think this is a filler issue, just for the record. 109 out of 118 with a 3.9 average rating. 109 and 118 liking it on League of Comics Geeks. That's pretty good score. Writers Mark Waid. Artist is Emanuele Pucciano, whatever. Sorry about butchering the name there. The Captain versus the Creeper. Yes, the Captain distorted the contra of space dinosaurs. Yes, we got past that line, which I like that storyline. It was fun. Anyway, we got through the talking with the gods, getting okay with them, and sort of working out, but there's still some little differences with Shazam character now. But now we have this issue with the Creeper, and this seems more like a filler issue, just a one-shot story. Not saying that's bad, though. It's a good filler issue. Sometimes you get a filler issue and it's just not that good. I give this one a 7.3. I thought it was good art. I like this artist's work. Fun story. It's sort of nice to see the Creeper. I'm not a big Creeper fan, but it's nice to see that character. It's just, especially with Shazam, it's just a mismatch, and it somewhat works there. And so as I said, I think this is a fill-in issue, probably for a new creative team probably jumping on. But I have to say, I've been enjoying this series, and this one's no different. It reminds me of more old school style of comic books, and why not have more of that? Why not? They're just entertaining. Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by My Wallet. Yeah, I'm not trying to push any kind of wallet or pimp any wallet out. What I mean is it's sponsored by my personal wallet and the cash that comes out of it to pay for these things. If you want to help with this, you can hit like, subscribe, that notification bell. Those are great ways to get started. But if you find yourself in a position where you can help the channel more, we have a Patreon and a subscribe star down below that you can click on those links. And for as little as $1 a month, you'll have special videos and things to just you, music that you can get. Or maybe if you wanted to, a one-time donation just to help out, we have a Streamlabs link down below. Or we also have, if you go to the Patreon shop, you could buy a song for like $3. I wish I could put them a little lower, but that's the minimum they allow for that. So there's lots of options. Sometimes you might even see an Amazon link. If you want to buy anything through Amazon, click on my link first, then go through there. That'll give me a couple pennies, possibly that way too as well. So there's lots of ways you can help out the channel, because without you, it would not be possible. So thank you, everybody, and let's get back to the video. To jump in next, let's talk about The Avengers number 11. 89 out of 96 liked it with a 3.8 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, where I give it a 7, so not quite as high. That's pretty normal for me, I guess. Here's the thing, in this one we get Jarvis. Yes, Edward Jarvis, something you can't say about Batman. We won't get to Butler in there anytime soon since they decided to kill him off. Was that Tom King, I think? Ugh, dumb move. Dumb move. Anyway, the writer is Jed MacKay. The artist is Ivan Fior. Sorry, dude. I'm just going to stop there before I butcher it any farther. The Avengers watch over the planet from their orbital super fortress, the Impossible City. Now, I am curious. Do you like this concept of the Impossible City? I don't. This is another case with Avengers we've been seeing. It's like every story has to elevate and bring it higher and higher. I mean, they were just in a dead celestial, for crying out loud. Now it's the Impossible City. It's like we have to keep making it bigger and bigger. Well, how about just have the Avengers Mansion? Yeah, that was sort of cool. But the headquarters is not necessarily a home or on new territory. The Avengers are vulnerable. Yes, because they're going to be housing the criminals. Now, there's some dialogue here that doesn't really make sense. We have Captain Marvel against jailing them and keeping them in the fortress, which sort of goes completely different than the way she was written in Civil War. So I think they're trying to have that dynamic between her and Tony, which is cool. I like the differences between them two and how they deal with them, but I just don't think she was 100% in character there. I thought it was decent art, good pacing. It's nice to see Jarvis. Yeah, I liked seeing Jarvis, some down to earth. And here I know we've seen him recently in the Avengers Incorporated, sadly canceled book, but it is what it is. It's okay action in this issue. The dialogue, as I said, was a little off with that. And it's a little MCU-ish too. I think they went a little to the MCU-ish route style of dialogue for this. But the story is continuing to build in this series. Yep, I just dropped my ink pen. The story continues to build. Question is, will it continue to be okay? Will it get better? I don't know. Well, only time will tell. And speaking of which, I want to mention really quickly here, the Punisher. As I kept mentioning, the Punisher has been nothing but Frank Castle, but without the Frank Castle name. It appears, and I don't have this 100% certain yet, that the series has been canceled. And big surprise. You know what I think? How can we need to bring Frank back? Plain and simple. People didn't want a fake Frank. They wanted real Frank. You read the Punisher for the Punisher, the character of, and don't try to just give him a different outfit because we don't want to, use that skull because the wrong people we think like it. No, bring back traditional Frank Castle, skull, guns, bring it all. Here's maybe an interesting way of doing it. Give us another story with the current Punisher. Hear me out here, okay? Hear me out. Don't get too mad at me yet, okay? And have him all of a sudden have a run-in, maybe have a build-up to a story, and we find out the run-in is a classic Punisher villain of Frank Castle. Have him kill the new Punisher. And then somehow have Frank Castle come back to avenge him. Think about that. That could be cool. And the thing is don't allude to the past story at all. Just have him back. And leave the mystery of how did Frank come back from this, and leave that for a good period of time. Have Frank go back to taking out drug dealers and scumbags, and leave it as a mystery. How did he come back? And don't tell us for a while. Let people stew on that and maybe make it a little bit interesting. That's just my thoughts. The next one I want to talk about is Captain America number 7. 43 out of 47 liked it with a 3.8 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, where I gave it a 7. Now, here's the thing. I do not think this cover, the standard cover, did this any justice. Matter of fact, I don't think any of the covers did this book any justice. Not a great cover. The interior art, in my opinion, was better than the cover, which is unusual. Anyway, the creators are J. Michael Straczynski is the writer. Artist is Carlos Magno, which, once again, I did a better job than the cover artist, Mr. Clark. In my opinion. Anyway, we have the fight for life. Just when Steve Rogers believes that fight against Amsterdam is won, he meets a strange new ally. Yes, the guardian of this mysterious front door cabaret. And he learns that the villain's defeat that he just beat has unleashed a new threat that only Steve Rogers can stand against. Now, here's the thing. It's how do I put it? It's good banner with this. Yeah, it is, especially with the part with him and Sam. I like the part with him and Sam because he's testing out this theory about this time. Is this person really going to be all they're saying they are? Because they say, "Hey, you're gonna come see me, guaranteed." And they seem to know things ahead of time. And so anyway, he's with Sam. Great banter. It shows, they're great buddies. And I love the cheap shots that Captain America takes against Hollywood. And when I say Captain America, I mean the real one, Steve Rogers. Okay, and I'm not meaning to be mean about Falcon. Sam Wilson's a great character. I like him as Falcon. I love them when they work together because they're partners, not one is not above the other. They're just both cool that way. Well, anyway, Cap mentions how much he hates Hollywood, that kind of thing, and how evil it is, which is perfectly fitting because Cap in the past has had run-ins in his original run with Hollywood, and he never cared for it. It's interesting, and it's good interior art, and I think, though, I would prefer it once again more than the cover. But here's the thing: I think I would like a little less supernatural, diving in with Captain America. I like more spy and espionage thing. Story's okay, but I think if Straczynski would write something more spy-like, I think it'd be even better. That's why one of the reasons I think Chuck Dixon would do an absolutely fantastic job with Captain America. Let me know: do you think Chuck Dixon would do a good job with Captain America? I just think it fits his wheelhouse. Next one we want to talk about is Daredevil Gang War number 4. 44 out of 46 liked it with a 4 average rating from the League of Comics Geeks. I gave it a 7. We're going to see a lot of mid this week. Anyway, the creators is Erica Schultz and the penciler Sergio Fernandez de Vala. And it says Elektra's Last Stand. There are not many characters in the Marvel Universe with the determination, grit, and guts to outmatch Elektra Nachos, aka the woman without fear, Daredevil. Why do we have to call her Daredevil? I mean, come on, it's Elektra. Keep her being with it. I like keeping characters the way they are, because there's already, why we have to have a zillion variants of every character? It dilutes what makes that character special. Elektra was cool as Elektra. She's not bad as Daredevil, don't get me wrong, but she was cool as Elektra, so why change her? Oh, I know, because of marketing. Okay, well, anyway, we have this, the gang war has ended, okay, and now she's got to take out one last person, and how will it end up? And she gets to talk with Spider-Man. And here's the thing: poor Peter Parker. Peter Parker never gets any respect in this world. Decent art in this book, good action. We have a closure to the gang war in this issue. And once again, Peter Parker, come on now. This character's been around and saved the world, saved the universe how many times? Why can't this character get any respect? Right? It almost seems like Marvel's got to punch this character down constantly as they have to try to push up Miles Morales. And I think we're going to see that in the Spider-Man title. I didn't even bother reading it, but from the looks of it, from what I bet and what I've been seeing from Marvel, my guess is it's going to make Peter Parker the not grown up one. How do I put that? The immature. He can't, and Miles is going to be the straight one that is mature and handles things. And once again, making Peter Parker look bad to pump up another character, where I think the best thing would be do is get rid of Miles from the 616 completely. Hear me out. Put him back in the Ultimate Universe. That's where he was something special and good. I never cared for him when he came to the 616. I think he was a much better character, much more interesting character when he was in the Marvel Universe, from the Ultimate Universe, that is. Now it's time to go to space. I'm just saying that based on the cover of the She-Hulk, the sensational She-Hulk, that is, issue number 6, where 66 out of 67 liked it with a 4.4 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I gave it a 7. Once again, a lot of mid this week. And the cover artist was Jen Bartel. And there's a couple different variants of covers. There's some pretty good covers, and there's some that are just okay. The writer's Rainbow Rao, and the artist is Iguana. Sorry, dude, I'm just really butchering that. Now, here's the thing. I know this book is I am not the target market for this, which is a shame, because I was a target market for She-Hulk before, especially the Byrne era. I thought Byrne probably had the best era. Slott did okay. I think he went a little crazy, but I think the Byrne era was better. But even then, the Slott era wasn't terrible. That's one of the few characters I think Slott could write properly. That and maybe Ren and Stimpy. Well, anyway, you ready? This says, last issue, She-Hulk was offered a spot on the Avengers. That's right, she was. Will she take it? Well, they never address that at all in this. Nope. In the meantime, Jen and Jack of Hearts go on a space vacation because she gets in trouble and gets suspended for a little while from her workplace because they've got to let the heat come down from the public issues all going on. So her and Jack of Hearts go to a space place, and then we will get more from there. You know what? Overall, it's a pretty good issue. There's not really any action here. It follows the silly style of She-Hulk, and that's something you got to remember. She-Hulk was never always a constant fight kind of series, though I wish it would have more action in it. Good art, no action at all. It's somewhat expected, as I said. But if you are a She-Hulk fan, you still might like this. If you're not, this isn't a jump-on point at all. But if you are continuously reading, you're probably going to be okay with it. Now, this next one I've been contemplating about dropping the series several times. It's just, I don't know, it's not for me, but I keep trying it. I don't understand. And that's Venom number 31, where 71 out of 75 liked it with a 4.2 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, where I gave it a 7. Yeah, that's a common theme this week with me. The writer is Torin Grobak, and the artist is Ken Lashley. So anyway, new Venom Carnage crossover begins here. Yes, so we're going to get those two fighting together, and that's pretty cool. But remember, right now is not Eddie Brock, it's his son and his symbiote right now. And his son completely looks like he's getting his butt kicked and handed to him by Carnage. But of course, I think they've powered up Carnage as well. You'll have to let me know. I haven't been reading any of the series really with Carnage in it. I don't know. I don't care about Carnage a lot. And a matter of fact, I've been finding myself caring about Venom less and less. I guess maybe the reason I'm reading it more is because my son loves Venom. For some reason, he thinks Venom's really cool. And so I'm reading it to keep in touch with him on that. And good art in this issue. And there's good action and pacing as well. It really is an okay issue, but that's the thing. It's just okay. And that's what I found about the series all along. And I hope this issue starts a new direction with the series. I know they went to all this alien kind of route with them for quite a while now, and that's way, I don't know, I just, not my favorite kind of storyline. Matter of fact, I like the previous incarnation. I actually really like seeing Flash Thompson as Venom. I thought it was an interesting take. I think I'd like to continue to see it, if not Eddie Brock or Flash Thompson, but that is what it is. Now, the last one I want to talk about has been a series that's been pretty controversial lately, and that's Batman issue 145. 237 out of 259 liked it, meaning it's probably still selling really well with a 3.9 average rating. So it's chugging along under the writer Chip Zdarsky and ours George Jimenez. A thrilling new arc is here. So if you weren't into all that, even though they say thrilling new arc, is actually a new arc, it's still continuing on from the last major stuff though. We followed the Joker's Years 1 stunning reveals. Batman must engineer an escape from Zur's prison, but what dark secrets does Zur now hold that's a game changer for the Dark Knight in the entire DC universe? They have really done a lot to change the lore of Batman here in the history and add to the Joker. The question is do we like it? I don't know. I'm still really on the fence with this. I thought the art was good. We are diving deeper into the mystery of the Joker. And we're diving a little bit more into the Batman too, and how he came to be. But is it just me? And somebody else said this too. I noticed. I just reading it right now in the comments. Does it feel like Failsafe and Zur have overstayed their welcome? And I think that's just it. I think it's too long with them. Time to move on. But it is what it is. But do you like it? That's what I want. Are you enjoying this Batman series? What are your thoughts? I gave it a 7.1, so I didn't hate it. As you see, this month was a lot of mid. I think every single book I'm looking at right now was in the 7 to low 7s. Nothing really jumped out to me as fantastic. Did I miss a fantastic book? If so, let me know. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. And by the way, thank these people here, because without them, of course, this channel would not be possible. They continually support the channel, and I am greatly thankful for it. Thank you, everybody. And until next time, keep it frugal.